first of all, India is a very large country, and music is two different things. There is North India and South India. The two worlds, because they are, large extensions, are different. They're very different. In the very old times, the Indian music used to be one. Then some people from the West, meaning the Arabs, came invading the northern part of India, and they made a mix of the Indian music of the, at the time, Indian old music with the Arab music. So there was a, kind of mix, and people in the north, they say, oh, that was the perfect match, because now there was the Indian music of the origin, but it's been enriched by this new culture. Okay? Whereas the people in the south, they said, no, our music is the one. So the two words are completely separate. Separate in the sense that the structure is different. In the end, the music is music, the sounds are sounds, even in the western part of the world. But the structure, the grammar of the music is different. Nonetheless, are different instruments. So this is a sitar. This is a sitar. Two different versions. This is an all acoustic sitar, traditional. His type is kind of electrical mix, just to make the size a little bit, smaller, just for easier transportation. And believe it or not, this instrument is completely or mostly, hello, please, is unknown here in the south. People, they know it as we know guitars and we know violins, but finding someone who plays the sitar in the south, no way. So, to my surprise, when I came here in the south for the first time 3 years ago, and I was carrying my sitar, people were so astonishingly interested that they gave me the opportunity for teaching, for making concerts. So we got a paradox situation. So an Italian playing an Indian instrument and make concerts in India. Okay, but that's a matter of fact. Okay, so this one very popular in the north meaning, Delhi, Rajasthan, as well as Bengal, so Calcutta. As a matter of fact, my studies have been done in Calcutta most of the time. That's where I learned the instrument. And in addition, then I've done some courses in Europe, some academic qualification in Italy, as a matter of fact. Hello. So, this is just to give you an overall description of the historical environment. Now, from an instrument standpoint, the Indian music, unlike our Western music, is quite different. In the Western music, we have the concept of notes, indeed, but we have also the concept of the harmony. You put the notes together, you make chords, C major, C minor, C seventh, all those things together. And then we got something called the counterpoint, the contrapunto. Puntus contra puntum, note against note. It means Bach, one part, ba, 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 another part starts, then another part sings. So all these things together, good harmony, good like an answer, and question and answer, all sounds like this. All of this in India, unknown. So there is no harmony, no chords, nothing at all. There is nothing at all. So one would say, so Indian music is like a baby music, right? What the hell? No, because it's more subtle, it's mostly based on other features that now I'm going to give you a very summary of it. First of all, we have this. You hear this? No, this is electronic, right? But the sound is So you imagine this is a kind of platform. It's a platform where all the composition will be based on, right? This note can be actually any. In our case, the note for the easy of convenience and how the instruments have been built is a C sharp. And now I say, why is it C sharp? You know, C sharp is a key, is a black key on the piano, right? So why is it C sharp? Well, there is a subtle reason. It goes back in the frequency of the planets. It's a kind of mystical thing. So forget. However, this is the C sharp. C sharp. When I asked one person, why C sharp is used as opposed to C or D, most of the answer is because a C sharp is better than C and is better than D. And I said, okay, it's quite pragmatic and approachable. It works. Okay, fine. So this is the bass, right? So this being the bass, all the instruments are being tuned to be built our melodies on this note. Now this could be an instrument like this, but it could be a singer, right? All that kind of thing, right? And what we do, we simply play notes. So it's a melody. The approach here is melody, is no harmony. So we do composition based on melody. Now, melody in this case extends to a wider concept which is called raga. Have you ever heard of raga? Indian raga. Raga is a form, is a description, is like a picture. When I asked my teacher to explain what the raga is like, he gave me this explanation which I always quote because it's interesting. He said, suppose you're a painter, right? And I'm now going to give you a task. I say, paint a sunset, okay? So now your sunset is going to be something, another painter is going to paint another sunset, and the two are different, right? Still, if you are a good painter, this would be a sunset and the other is still a sunset, right? Although different features. So raga is pretty much the same. You are given a specific rules, background, kind of sounds, colors, and all these things. But if I play something, the expert, if I'm good at playing, the expert would say, oh, you are playing this very specific raga, okay? Because, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, by the way, this gentleman here from Brazil, but by chance, we met yesterday night. He plays sitar, I play sitar. It was a one over a million chance it was going to happen. So this morning we took the opportunity to play together with no intention of playing tonight, as a matter of fact, but we said, so we ended up in playing 3 hours this morning. So we could combine something, right, together. So we're going to take advantage of this something we have done this morning. So the first thing we're going to play now, it's a raga yaman. Okay. Raga yaman is based on, first of all, on notes, these notes. Okay, this is in Western music. It's called Lydian mode. It's like a major scale, but the fourth degree is altered. It's a sharp. First, second, third. Huh? So this raga, one thing that you cannot do is doing this. No, you need to do this. Otherwise, it's not raga yaman. So, if you're doing this, and the expert is listening, and you do this, you say, no, this is not yaman. You cannot do that. Okay. So that's why when I have played the scale, I started from here. I did. Whereas when you go back, you can do everything else. There are no limitations. Now, other ragas are fancy because you can use only a specific number of notes forward and other notes in the back, and this can be different from the one forward. Okay, so but Yaman only note is quite simple, you know. Okay. Now sitar. You see, this is the instrument. Is number of strings. You know, it's got many strings, but in the end, you play only one string. This one. It's only one. Normally we use two fingers only. So what are all the other strings for? Good question, right? So basically you do this. As easy as that, okay? So all the strings of this layer, one is played, like also a little bit of this, a little bit on the second, but not very often, not so much. And this, you do this. Now we got all the strings here. Now these strings here, which corresponds to all these keys, needs to be tuned one by one according to the raga you are playing. And you do this because they will resonate. Listen. Hopefully. You hear that? The little... You hear that? It's like a sort of echo, a reverber, okay? Now there will be room for adjustment here, but I don't want to bore you waiting. Sometimes this operation requires many minutes, you know, you're gonna do a little bit, little adjustment. Right. This is good. Almost. Okay. He will do the same, please. Take it. So now we are agreeing on this Yaman, so I check my instrument, he's checking his instrument. We make sure that they play the same notes. So same tuning. We are in a reasonable shape. There will probably be a couple of minutes of small adjustments. Okay, yeah. His resonance is better than mine, you see? Okay. Do you hear this? This boosting? Not so good here, but anyway, you know, if you are careful and you got time and prior to a concert, a musician will spend at least those 5-10 minutes just to make it perfect. Okay? It was perfect this morning, but now temperature, humidity, a little, and it would require a little bit more. So a typical composition, so execution, rendering of a raga in the Hindustani, northern Hindustani music, that's the way we call it, is based on different sections, and the sections are, first it's called alap. Alap is basically where you present the raga, so you give all the specific notes and phrases of there is no rhythm, there is nothing at all, so you're freely with the rhythm and you present the raga, okay? So now we're going to do a little bit, I will do it myself and it will do the same, so it would be, in the end it would be different, right? Because I present the raga the way I want. I'm the painter, painting the raga Yaman, and he's another painter. So it's not going to be the same, right? It's going to be different. So this part took a few minutes, but in a normal concert it will probably take 20-25 minutes. So you need to be endure the environment. Now the second part is called Jor. Jor is still kind of free in terms of notes to be played, but there is a specific rhythm. Okay, so there is more rhythm now, and it would do something like this. Again, I will do mine, and he will do his. See, this is a rhythm. real concert, it would have lasted another 25 minutes. So, as a listener of Indian music, you require a lot of patience. Things that don't happen all of a sudden, you know, it's an interesting thing. Okay, now we follow the other two sections of the same raga. This is called style, otherwise composition in the Western terminology. And basically we have now a melody that it's a cycle, you know, it's a cycle. In this case it's going to be 16 beats. This 16 beats goes in a cycle, low, and we will play the same tune within these 16 beats and with some improvisation. Actually, the Indian music is a lot of improvisation, long. In Western music we have jazz, which is pretty much the same. Well, at some extent it's the same because you have a tune, right? You have chords. We don't have chords here, but anyway, you have a standard. There is a cycle, you know, a repetition, and then you improvise on those chords. In this case, you improvise on the melody, but you know, pretty much the same. Actually, the most interesting of Indian music, one of the most interesting things, is just the possibility that performance has with improvisation. You can actually do whatever you want to do as long you are within the raga, you know, pragmatic rules. Because if you're out, people, you know, the connoisseurs will say, you know, this person is, you know, this musician is going from one raga to another. It's like if I'm playing blues, right? And all of a sudden I switch to a waltz. You know, within the same concert, you cannot really do blues and then a Strauss waltz. Okay, so just to give you an idea. So now we're going, there will be a possibility to use the cycle, but you know, the electronic thing, you know, is not so nice. So we will try to go by heart. Okay, we do it. Okay, this is a simple, you know, melody thing, and you can count. Is that 16 beats. Now, interesting part. I mean, this is a funny story. First time I was introduced to these beats, and I said, you know, 16 beats. No. In Western music, we have 4 beats, 3 beats. You know, so 16. He said, yeah, this is the easiest. Okay, good. And how is it called? It's called Tin Tal. Oh, okay, Tin Tal, interesting. You know, what is Tin Tal about? Well, Tin Tal, because Tin in Hindi, Sanskrit is number 3. Okay, and Tal is rhythm, you know, is strokes. Okay, so it's 3 strokes. 16 beats, how you call it? You call it 3 strokes. Okay. Is there any reason why you call it a 16 beats rhythm? You call it, you know, Tin Tal? Oh yes, because you know, Tin Tal works like this. It does it da din din da din din da din din na din din. Okay. So why is it 3? Yeah, because there are 3. They're pretty much the same. Da din din na. Then the last na din din. But the third va na din din. Okay. So there are 3 strong and 1 is weak. So we call it 3 times. All right. Okay. I'm not going to ask you anymore on this thing. You know, it's the way. You know, in the Western, at least on these things in the Western part, we are a little bit easier. You know, simpler. But anyway, so this is Tin Tal.
क्या बात है।
It's amazing, you know, we played only this morning and another couple of days it will be the perfect match. Okay, now to finish the Yaman Raga, now we go with a very fast part. So in the end you will have noticed that we started from a lap, which was very very calm, very small, then a little bit rhythm. Now this is more rhythm, more order, and this one is rush, right? So it's the climax of the whole thing, and it's quite fast. So hopefully we're going to succeed on this. actually. But you know, like this is the final thing, you know, it's something that we often do. So even though, you know, I live in Italy, I live in Brazil, but you know, when we get together, okay. So this was the end of the Raga Yaman. I think I don't know how much we have, how long do we have played, but probably half an hour. And in the real world, this would be like hour and a half, depending. Actually, because of the tuning and everything else, when an Indian musician, well, any, you know, a sitar musician or even another instrument plays, it does only in the concert only 1 round. You know, it's 1 hour and a half, and maybe a little bit after that, like encore, and it does a little thing. But the tuning normally is not changed because it's too complicated. There is noise and thing. You should go back off stage and tune something. So, are you fed enough, or should we do more? We can do more, right? If you want.
Do more. Yes,
More?
please. Yes.
Okay. It's responsibility.
Everybody
now,
needs to be.
apart from ragas, there are other things in the Hindustani music which is not as pragmatic and strict as ragas, but they are like inspired to dances and you know particular thing that goes very much with the singing, with the folky dance and the dances as well. So one thing I would like to present now is called the Batiali. Batiali is one of the forms that you used in Bengal. And it goes, you know, to accompany dances and you know, singing and things. This is not anymore in 16, but it's in 8, which is called Keherba. It's not Tintal anymore, and it's quite soft. We do that, okay? Okay, the one we did this morning. So we try again to see if it matches. Tuning. Okay. from now on is really improvisation. So, is there anything you want to play and by your own initiative, and I'll go with you. Should we try like Bimbalasi? Have you ever tried Bimbalasi? Okay, allow 1 second for tuning.
What is the electronic music that's background music? That background electronic music?
Doesn't change. That's always the same.
But what is it? What natural instrument is it echoing?
It would be a tampura. Yeah, tampura it resembles a sitar,
Okay.
but it doesn't have the keys. Only minimum 4 strings up to 6 strings. And you go don 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 don. There is one player doing this all the time.
The same repetition only, always.
Yeah.
Ah,
Only the drone.
like a
It's
drum.
like a drum. One thing that you may have noticed that this instrument you can play the same note, just pushing on the key. Hey, Gianni, che sorpresa! Ciao.
Ben arrivato.
Grazie. Gianni is another player, a sitar player.
Oh.
Ora dopo viene a suonare a te, allora, a questo punto, un pochino anche te. So, you can play a note like this, but if you go to next fret and you push a little bit, you got the same note, right? And last. So you can cover actually 1/5 from if you were from C to G, right? 5 notes. It's quite strong. Okay. Sorry. So this was another raga, by the way, raga Bimpalazzi. Okay. So notes are different. I think you have noticed a different atmosphere, right? Different from the ones we used for Yamaha, completely different. So, is that enough? Is that, you want more or what? I mean, you can say no, I mean, no problem. At some point of time, even the more patient person would say, go away. So, I'm not sure if this time has come already, but maybe another one?
Yeah.
Okay, another one. I'll do another one, okay? What else? Okay, let's try to do this. Oh, that's another interesting thing of this instrument. Not all notes, the 12 notes of of an octave are represented here in the frets, like in the guitar. In the guitar, you can make all the same notes that you can play on the piano. You can do it on the guitar, right? It's like a white key and white, red, the white, white, black, white, black, white, black. The same you can do on the guitar. On this instrument, there are some missing things. So if you want to make a different note, you have to move the fret. See? This was here, so I was there. Now I'm moving this. Okay, in Western notes, this will be passed from an A to an A flat. Okay, so now the A has disappeared. You don't have it anymore unless you do it. You can still do it because you bend it. Okay, but so depending on how many notes you're going to use for your piece, you better move the things just to make your life easier. Otherwise, it will be. But see, if I had to use this note, I would probably move this one backward. Okay. This is a minor scale used also in classical music. So, I mean, there are similarities between Western and Indian music. You know, some of the scales are absolutely the same. So, this is one of those. This is a natural minor scale. Okay. I'm going to play this one. This is a dun. Dun is again is another format of the popular music. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Posso andare un po'?
No,
Ne hai abbastanza.
no, stato un paio d'ore sono stato.
Ok, va bene. Thank you all.
Thank you too.
And then we stop this.
One curious about Tampura, this instrument.
Yeah.
Now, in this 3 month traveling, I travel
Yeah.
to India in music festivals in north and south, and day by day we don't see more true Tampura and Indian concert.
No.
Day by day
More of these.
This.
we see this electronic
Electronic.
Tampura in big festivals with classical music and Hindustan or Carnatic with electronic. Another thing, the volume,
Yeah. Volume.
Yeah.
volume very
Very low.
low. Is important. It's very important element in Indian music. Tampura, not only tuning, it's part of aesthetic. In some festival, where's Tampura? Please, I need the list.
No, in the old concerts,
It's curious.
there will be
Changes.
2 or 3 people
Some
playing
things
Tampura
change
all
it.
together, so it not makes a lot of.
It's big.
But
Sometimes we need we talk it in the morning in Brazil, in Italy. Sometimes the people pay to play a little bit. It's not possible pay one musician for playing
the
Tampura.
problem that Indian music, we are not very many people doing this, but there is one simple reason that there is no request for Indian music, at least in our country. We're probably, I don't know, 20, 30 people that we have the feeling of being a public, but there is very little request. So there is not much money, in this thing, and so putting together a group of 4 or 5 people, it becomes very, a problem, very committing for everybody. So normally the Tampura doesn't exist anymore. There is an electronic instrument, and we try to give our best with some solistic instrument like this, and tabla, the real tabla player, but some people play with the electronic tabla as well. Yeah, because it's like when you do piano bar, if there's 2 people doing piano bar, they have to split the revenue. So it's better have an electronic drummer, and then maybe a keyboard player and singer, but only one person. So that's the economy. What do you think?
I believe in the India is the same thing. I believe.
I'm afraid so. Yeah,
I
I'm afraid
believe.
so.
Where's the Tampura player? Is
At
my
least-
question.
At least in
It's
modern,
my
in
next
modern times,
research
I think you're
is about
right.
where is the Tampura.
Yeah.
Tampura is also a string instrument?
Yeah, it's the shape of the instrument is pretty much like this.
Yeah.
It's like, there is a gourd like this, and there is a handle, but it doesn't have frets. You have only
Okay.
like this.
What's more low?
No, not this. So it don, 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 don. And it does the same sound of this. It's more natural. It's nicer, better, but it costs one person doing this.
You can't find anyone who wants to do it.
Well, yeah. However, normally in Italy I have a group of 4 people, and one of the 4 is a dancer. She does Bharatanatyam, which is a dancer from the south. So we mix the dance
Like a
of the south
katakali? Like a
with the
katakali? Like a katakali?
Kathakali is a very special dance of the south. Bharatanatyam is a more general word to say, let's say, dance from the south of India.
Okay.
Right? But Bharata, Natyam, Bharata is Indian, Natyam is dancing. So
Okay.
they call it Indian dancing because they think it is in the south they have the real dancing, whereas in the north, with the contamination from the Arabic word.
Okay.
So, however, in this group, there's me playing sitar, then there is the bouncer, the flute, and the tabla player. And then the dancer, when she does not dance, she does tambura. Okay? And it's nicer to have a tambura playing as opposed to, this. So, but then she dances, and when she dances, obviously, there's no more. However, it's the four of us, and okay, well, thank you for attending. I hope you enjoy the show, so to speak. And thanks to Adriano that was with us tonight. You're leaving tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Tomorrow we will go.
yeah.
Thank you, Rochelle. Again.
Yeah, thank you to our host, Russia. Yeah, indeed. Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.